Hey guys, it's Paradise, and 2025 is looking to be a great year for gaming. With so many releases on the horizon, we wanted to narrow down a list of RPG titles that we're looking forward to playing in 2025. We've got a good range of picks between newer announcements as well as some games that we've been waiting for a while and are finally coming out. So if you enjoy the video, drop a like below and tell us what game you're most excited for. We'll start off with Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which is an upcoming turn-based RPG by Sandfall Interactive. It's set in a dark fantasy world heavily inspired by Belle Epoque France, which gives it an interesting grounded in reality feel when compared to some other settings. You follow the story of Gustave and his companion Lune on an expedition to defy the Paintress, who's a godlike figure that paints a number each year on a grand monolith. This causes anyone of the age painted to fade away from existence. The game features a stylish menu-based combat system reminiscent of the Persona series, but also has some innovative formula twists, including real-time parries and counter-attack mechanics. The game is slated for early 2025 for release sometime in spring. Next, we have Lost Soul Aside, an action-adventure RPG by the Chinese developer AlterZero Games. This game's inspired by staples of the genre like Final Fantasy and the Devil May Cry series. It features fast-paced real-time combat and formidable enemies with colossal bosses. Players take on the role of Kaiser, who is on a quest to rescue his sister from their war-torn homeland. Along the way, he fuses with a symbiotic entity known as the Arena, granting him various skills and weapons. The game has a focus on fluidity and stylish combat, and players will battle enemies with a mix of ranged, melee, and devastating special attacks. It's been 9 years since this game was announced, and we're finally getting a release in 2025. And next is Avowed, the first-person RPG by Obsidian Entertainment, revealed back in 2020. It's set in the world of Aora from Obsidian's hit Pillars of Eternity series, and it will feature a mix of spellcasting, melee combat, and exploration. Instead of it being open world though, the game will have more linear areas for you to explore, with set location progression similar to Obsidian's game The Outer World. In this, you aren't locked into a set class. Instead, you pick and choose between several different ability trees and weapon combinations, letting you dual-wield both magic and weapons together. Avowed is finally releasing on February 18th of 2025. Next is Monster Hunter Wilds, a very new exciting entry in the Monster Hunter series. We'll be traveling to the unexplored Forbidden Lands, and will play as a hunter assigned to a research unit who's been tasked to not only research this area that was once thought to be uninhabited, but also to investigate the mysterious white wraith known as Arkveld. The game adds in seamless open environments to explore, a complete overhaul of the 14 weapon archetypes of the series to keep things fresh, and of course brand new monsters to hunt in epic large-scale battles with up to 4 players. You pair this with the game's stunning visuals and a living, breathing ecosystem that changes as you play, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting Monster Hunter games of all time. We cannot overstate just how excited we are to play this one, and it releases on February 28th of 2025. And next is Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. It's set in the 15th century Bohemia, and this open-world RPG is the sequel to the original medieval RPG that's been acclaimed for its realistic, historically grounded gameplay. So players will once again take on the role as Henry, a humble blacksmith, as he sets out on a path of vengeance for his parents' murderer. Players will explore a vast open world filled with political intrigue, various quests, and game-changing decisions. The combat is brutal and authentic, allowing for multiple approaches with period-accurate weaponry. It features expanded skills, crafting, alchemy, and more, so Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 promises to take the concepts of the original even further, and it releases on February 4th, 2025. Next is Light No Fire, a new survival sandbox RPG by the creators of No Man's Sky. It features a fantasy planet the size of our real-life Earth for players to explore, gather, and build upon. It aims to bring the complexity of the RPG genre to the near-limitless freedom of a survival sandbox game. We haven't had a ton of information on this one yet, but exploration will be a pillar of this game, with tall mountains, vibrant fields, and deep oceans to keep you occupied. There seems to be settlements to find, and players can leave their mark on the world by building your own structures and bases. The The game has what looks like different fantasy races to choose from, different weapon loadouts and abilities, different epic mounts and secrets to find. It just might be one of the most ambitious games to date. Although the release date is currently unknown, the game has been in development for 6 years now, so we're hoping to see it in 2025. Next up is Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's set in the late Sengoku period of feudal Japan, and Assassin's Creed Shadows introduces a new dual playstyle experience for fans of the franchise. There's 2 different protagonists that you'll be playing. One is a shinobi assassin that focuses around a heavy stealth playstyle, revolving around using the environment to distract guards, infiltrate areas, and assassinate targets in a similar way to the earlier games. Meanwhile, the other is a towering samurai warrior that prefers a more direct approach, smashing enemies with large two-handed weapons, parrying incoming attacks, and overall taking a much more direct approach to combat. Each will feature their own stats, skills, and gear, and you can switch between them as you like. Assassin's Creed Shadows is set to release on February 14th of 2025. And then we have Elden Ring Nightreign, first introduced to us at the 2024 Game Awards. This is a standalone entry into the Elden Ring universe and offers players a faster-paced, more intense experience in the lands between. Nightreign is introducing new regions, bosses, and mechanics, and focuses around a 3-player co-op system. It looks to be quite different from the base game, with players taking control of set heroes that have their own unique skills and abilities. There's going to be epic bosses to take on, a very atmospheric world, and the promise of new lore. Nightreign expands on the base game's legacy and gives it a new twist by reimagining its core design. It has a 2025 release, and we can't wait to play this one. But we can't miss out Fable 4, or just Fable as it's officially known. It's a reboot of the classic RPG franchise, bringing players back to the whimsical and morally nuanced land of Albion. From the trailers, it's clear that the game will retain some of the humor and choice-driven storytelling of its predecessors. It allows you to shape your hero's legacy, and you can explore a lush open world with dynamic combat utilizing both weapons and magic, as well as some sort of fame system. While the exact details of the mechanics aren't quite present yet, the game does promise to retain the charm of the original while modernizing things for this new generation. There's no set release date, but we do know it aims to release sometime in 2025. Next up is Dune Awakening, the new survival MMO set in the Dune universe that lets players immerse themselves in the harsh, unyielding deserts of Arekkz. Players will be mining spice, forming guilds, and defending themselves against both other players and NPCs while they navigate the intense political intrigue of the Great Houses. It mixes in PvE and PvP elements, and it will challenge players to use their resources wisely as you build settlements, explore ruins, and overall adapt to the ever-changing desert in this persistent online MMORPG. Dune Awakening is releasing sometime in early 2025. But now we need to talk about Chrono Odyssey. This visually stunning MMORPG was revealed to us back in 2021. It introduces a dynamic fantasy world filled with breathtaking terrains, hordes of monsters, and giant, epic boss battles. The game features many ways to play, with characters spread between 6 different classes, each having their own unique weapon types and playstyles. Players will tackle epic quests, uncover the mysteries of time, with a time manipulation mechanic that looks to play a large role in the game. While this one has been radio silent for a little while, a recent financial report suggests that we can expect it to release sometime at the end in Q4 of 2025. But next up is Borderlands 4. It's the next installment in the original looter-shooter series that promises to be just as chaotic as the rest of the games. It's expanding on its trademark humor, colorful graphics, and insane gunplay. It picks up after the 3rd game, and this time is set on an all-new planet called Kairos. It's ruled by a tyrannical dictator known as the Timekeeper, and features 4 new Vault Hunters for us to play. We'll be leading a rebellion against the planet in a story featuring both new and returning characters. While there isn't that many more details on this one just yet, we can expect the class tree system, billions of randomized weapons to loot, and up to 4-player co-op with your friends. And next up is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It's set in the dark supernatural setting of the World of Darkness tabletop RPGs. The game lets players experience what it's like to be a powerful elder vampire in a modern-day Seattle as you navigate the complex politics of an underground society of vampire clans. It has a focus on dialogue, intrigue, and moral ambiguity, and the game features immersive, choice-driven storytelling. You'll be choosing from several different vampire clans, each offering unique powers and abilities that allow you to approach the world in different ways. You'll prey on the unknowing masses while managing the Masquerade, being sure not to expose your true nature. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 releases sometime in 2025. Before we wrap it up though, the future of the RPG genre is looking bright. With so many releases coming out in 2025 and beyond, we figured we couldn't end the video without dropping some honourable mentions. But keep in mind, many of these don't have a release date yet, and many may not even come out in 2025, but we're still looking forward to them, and hopefully we'll hear more about them soon in the future. Where Winds Meet is an upcoming open-world RPG experience focusing on martial arts combat, Chinese mythology, and political intrigue. Players will engage in wuxia-style combat, exploring stunning landscapes, and influencing the world's outcome through their choices. Solasta 2 is the long-awaited sequel to the original, and this CRPG features custom characters, explorable environments, and a turn-based battle system with a focus on replicating Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition as accurately as possible. Little Devil Inside is a survival adventure RPG where you set off on expeditions into a dark and dangerous world. You'll do your best to survive both the harsh environments and various different monsters lurking about. And then we have The Witcher 4, the next installment in the Witcher series, but this time we take on the role of Ciri, who now has taken up the mantle of being a professional monster slayer in this new single-player open-world RPG. So there you have it, a bunch of RPGs to be excited for, and tell us what you like the look of most, or if there's one that didn't make the list. And subscribe for more videos and gaming news coming your way very, very soon. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.